Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to some EVE Online, and I'm on my way towards a PvP fight, so you can see a Cerberus on my D-scan. What was actually happening was that in another sleeper site I caught this Cerberus and an Ishtar running the site, and so I dropped my Dominics on them, but they fled right away. I did kill their mobile tractor unit, and after that the Cerberus started doing the other side. Now I was already suspecting that something was up, because this guy is back after knowing I have Dominics in here and there is a Nosek wormhole. But I decide, what the hell, you only live once, and I go right for him. He stays there so I can actually web and point him. I deploy my Ogre 2s and I just start being patient. I'm hoping that I can actually break him like that. As you can see the damage, he must have extremely high resist because it's like 50 to 100 for the Ogre 2s that they do on this scimitar. One major mistake, and you can already see a Lachesis coming on grid there as well, so we do have a real fight going, but one major mistake is that I don't newt him out, so I don't actually notice that he actively reps. If I had put my 3 newts on him, I'm really sure that I could have broken him more quickly. Not by that much, his resistances are quite something. I mean, I've been fighting him for 1.5 minutes now, and maybe a quarter of his shields are gone or something like that, but I don't give up, and Katsuko comes online and I immediately tell him to call me right away on Skype to join me in a fleet and to come fight with me, because I have a Cerberus pointed and webbed, and so I'm engaging him. In the meantime, a Proteus comes on grid, so yeah, the fight is definitely escalating. If no one else comes in, I mean, it's just a matter of time before this Cerberus is broken and dies. And at this point I decide, yeah, I should really try to get rid of some of the newting here. Or I mean, get rid of some of his cap, so I do a round of newting, but it costs a lot of cap to do that, and so this is a double-edged sword, you know. It's really going to have helped us with trying to break the Cerberus. I decide to keep 1 cap on him, but my own capacitor is almost empty, and I've been running my armor rep non-stop once the Proteus comes in here. It's really a lot of DPS. The Proteus also starts doing some newting on me, so this is not looking too good for my Dominics, but the Cerberus is slowly breaking. I'm almost through his shields. And unfortunately capacitor is empty at this point, but I know Katsu is on the way, so I decide we're gonna commit to this. I'm gonna try to break this Cerberus. It's not like I'm gonna get away anymore. I decide to do a little bit of newting on the Proteus as well. Just maybe if his cap is small enough, this can help us a little bit longer term. There we go, shields are down. Look at how fast his armor takes damage, so that's really very high resistances on the shields that have been able to save him, and a little bit of repping here as well. I should really have neutered him out at the beginning of the fight. It's a pretty big mistake. Second Proteus coming in, Naga sniping from far away. My armor is gone, so I'm bleeding structure. I'm praying for Bob to give Katsu his boost, and there he comes on grid. So I'm saying, okay, kill that Cerberus, then go for one of the Protei that are really close. That should be possible. He's got almost no shields, but he's still repping. We're getting rid of his structure, and then unfortunately, boom, there I go, exploded. I also lost point and web at this point. So while I try to warp away, he's actually speeding up already, and this is making Katsu's job really hard. And unfortunately, Katsu with the Tech 1 Ogre, turns out he doesn't have the DPS to break that Cerberus anymore. So I'm on my way to the pot, and I'm wondering, well, what the hell are we gonna do? And I said, what the hell? I still have an Abaddon in there that I am not planning to use in PvE anymore. I'm just gonna break that out. I'm gonna come back as soon as I can, and we're gonna try to kill something there. That Cerberus is almost dead. If he decides to stay, we should be able to finish that off, no problem. And for the rest, it's been 2 Protei and a Naga that has been sniping us, and then the Lachesis. Not sure what that one's been doing, but hasn't really caused any real problems here. So I access the vessels, I go to abandon all hope, and I try to warp back to Katsu as fast as I can. A little bit of shield damage starting out, so it did come out of a site not that long ago, and I haven't taken the time to get the shields back up, but that should be okay. It's an armor tank after all, So head straight to battle, go for multi-frequency, because it's a Proteus, very close range, so that should be good. And in warp we go towards the battlefield where, well, Katsu is telling me, oh my god, I'm breaking, I don't have enough DPS to break that Cerberus, I don't know what I can do. But I tell him, just go then for one of the Proteus, because the Cerberus got away in the meantime. And try to use the newts, try to use whatever you can. Just choose a primary, do a little bit of damage. I'm coming in the battleship, we're continuing this fight, and we'll see where this takes us. So yeah, Proteus, Naga and Dominic's on D-scan. Sister core probes as well, so a lot of activity with 4 incoming wormholes, including one from Nullsec. That's well, quite a busy day to be honest, and it all started off right as I logged in. I saw some probes, I tried to chase someone, then this Nullsec wormhole popped in and those guys started doing our sides. So I should almost be landing on the side right here. Yep, Dominic's still engaged by 2 Proteuses and a Naga. He's also being nuded quite heavily, no way he can escape with the whip and the points on him, but alright, I say alright, let's go for that. I orbit Evocatae on the Proteus at 5000 or something like that. Painter on him, whip point as well. Normally, point, come on, didn't I do that? But there come the lasers with my hobgoblins. Katsu blows up, so that's the second Dominic's gone, but here is the point finally. And now I try to work on that Proteus, and I'm actually doing okay. Look at that, his armor is slowly going down. I'm targeting whatever is left in the side here as well, but orbit at 5000 is what I set myself at. He's also webbed and scrammed, so if he's got a micro warp drive, he's gonna have a hard time getting away from me. Katsu in the meantime is taking one of our bashing Taloses, because I'm seeing I am breaking this Proteus, so come back, this fight is not over yet, we're trying to get him. I have to try to stay in range of it, and they're having a really hard time breaking this Abaddon tank with awesome resists, a huge pool of armor hit spawns. You can see they're really doing good DPS. Stuff went down quite a lot faster in the Dominics, but because I have so many armor hit points, they're having a real trouble. And in the meantime, that Proteus slowly breaking. 20 damage from the hobgoblins. And let me see, another volley from my lasers. Yeah, 670 damage from my lasers for a single volley. Not bad, this guy is breaking. And honestly, that Cerberus, it basically turned out to be the wrong target, I actually think. Now looking back at all of this, we would have done a lot more damage on this Proteus, whipped and scrammed, than on that Cerberus. And so yeah, maybe wrong target calling as well. If you see something like a neuting Proteus or a DPS fit Proteus, he'll have less tank, and maybe that's a better choice than the one that actually starts with running the site. Now my cap, it is a problem in the Abaddon, so I have to be a little bit careful. But Katsu is on the way. I know that this Proteus is gonna try to get away from me, so I also activate my my afterburner. And now I gotta be careful to keep stuff, so to keep cap, so I stop the repping. I overload the mid-rack so that my point will stay on him, even if he goes out of point range. The other Proteus has fled, and boom, Katsu comes in with one volley from the Talos, and that Proteus explodes, putting us pretty much even on the kill board. So 2 Dominic's for a fully tech 2 fitted Proteus came out pretty much even. It was a pretty cool fight. We still try to see if the Naga wants to stick around, but he wisely gets out of there with a couple of hobgoblins taking a few small pot shots at him, which leaves us in control for the field. But we know they can reship pretty quickly, or we suspect that they can reship pretty quickly, so we do just a little bit of looting, then we get back out of there, back in covered up ships, keep an eye on what they do, and it turns out that they actually come back with like a full cap and rep chain with logistics and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty good fight. I'm really happy that we decided to persevere. We lost 2 Dominic's, but we also got a Proteus kill in return for that. So I think it was a good fight. It was definitely a lot of fun and worth it. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you all next time.